All right, here we are. This is the Week 9 predictions recap episode of the Battle of Ohio podcast. And, well, thanks for joining us live. You may have seen us do a little weird impromptu predictions thing on the live stream we did at Bengal Jim's Tailgate. That doesn't count, by the way. Nothing that was said during that actually counts towards the standings because, I didn't, mainly because I didn't record any of those, but also because we already made our predictions on the Thursday night live stream.
So, we had some good conversations, though.
We did have some good conversations, but what I will tell you that was not good was our predictions this week. We were very bad, both of us.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody's predictions were bad this week.
Probably, yeah. It was a weird week. It was a weird week. Now you did better than me. This is one of the first weeks I think that you've actually outdone me as far as the predictions go.
Okay.
But you still didn't do very well. You so far right now you're 5-7.
Okay.
You could go ahead to 6-7 if the Steelers win, which it's looking like they probably will.
All right, 7 losses. Let's go.
I'm 3-9. I only got 3 games right this week so far.
Holy
shit! It'll probably be 4 because the Steelers are, like I said, the Steelers are probably going to win this game unless the Browns, unless the Bears do something insane. But I mean, the Steelers, it's like neither team is really playing well right now, but the Steelers are kind of doing enough, and the Bears aren't. So I mean, unless that changes, which typically stuff like that doesn't change. Like when a team just isn't doing enough, usually that part doesn't change. Usually when you get big giant comebacks, it's because one team's making a ton of mistakes and then they stop making those mistakes. But when they just aren't really working hard enough, and not necessarily because they're not trying hard enough, but because they just don't have whatever it is they need to go win this game. They just don't have it that week. And that's the Bears right now. The Bears just don't have it right now. So I'd be shocked to see them it's only 7-0 right now. But I'd be shocked to see the Bears actually pull anything off right now, because I mean the Steelers are at the 25-yard line right now, and they just the Bears just can't stop Najee Harris.
I mean, look, I wouldn't be mad if the Bears found a way to win this game.
No, that'd be hilarious. I'll take the L. I'll go 3-10 this week. I'll be more than happy to take it.
Yeah, I think that L.
Partially because I got a pretty huge lead in predictions, and also because you picked the same team I picked, so it wouldn't matter.
Yeah.
Ahead of you. But right now I'm 87-48 on the year. You're 77-58, so you were caught up a little bit. You're only 10 games behind me now.
Okay.
But
I think that.
It's not gonna be enough.
9 weeks left, man. We have some time. Give us some time.
We'll see.
If I come back 2 games a week, next thing you know, I'm right. Be careful. I can close.
Happens. But anyway, let's go ahead and talk about these games, the ones that we got wrong. So we both, obviously, I don't think there was any really surprise that we both got this game wrong, but we both somehow, for some reason, thought that the Bills were going to beat the Jaguars. So why don't you talk about this, Thomas? Why on earth did you think that the Jacksonville Jaguars would not beat the Buffalo Bills? Are you crazy?
You know the one thing that I hate about this, though, if I'm going to be real with you, Kyle, is I got to say good things about Urban Meyer.
Do you? Do you think Urban Meyer is the reason they won that game?
I mean, it wasn't Trevor Lawrence. What was the score of the game? 9-6 or something like that?
Yeah, 9-6, yeah.
Hell, 9-6. But
Josh Allen picked off Josh Allen or sacked Josh Allen or something.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Josh Allen, man, he's a beast. But you got
University of Kentucky for you.
But let's be real with you though. And I'm just gonna I gotta give the Jacksonville Jaguars credit because I hate this. Because they look like a team that was going nowhere fast, and they're progressing. They are progressing. And you can't ignore their progress. You can't ignore how much they progress. But they are progressing. And obviously they're progressing to the point where they're being a team like a Bills. So it's very unfair that I have to say this, but Urban Meyer, you are doing a okay job.
Well, lately he's been doing an okay job. I mean, don't forget the only other win they have is against the Dolphins. So
yeah, but the team sucks though. The team sucks, man. The Sucks, man. The team probably has as much talent as that 0-16 Browns team, except for they're not being coached by Hugh Jackson. Damn, I was really hoping they would win a game this week.
No, hold on, man. Hugh Jackson went 8-8 with the Raiders.
Yeah, he won half those games with the Browns in 3 times the amount of time.
That was a little ridiculous.
In fact, he won less than half. He won like 3 games with the Browns. Like, come on, man. You can't blame all that on the Browns, man.
All right. Well, you know what? Let's move on because I don't want to talk about Urban Meyer anymore, and I have to, and I'm sure you don't either.
Yeah,
so,
I hate that dude.
What about the Denver Broncos and Dallas Cowboys? We both picked the Cowboys. I can tell you, I personally picked the Cowboys because I thought Dak Prescott was going to go ham all over that Broncos broken defense, especially without Von Miller.
We all thought he would.
But no, that's not what happened. Dak Prescott, I mean, like, he didn't... wasn't the worst game I've ever seen from a quarterback of all time, but it looked like a middling performance from the Cowboys team that's mostly been great this year. The Broncos just had their number. That I don't really know what else to really say about that one.
Maybe the Broncos are a better team than we thought they were.
Well, okay, I think the Broncos are a little bit better than as much crap as everybody's been giving them. Like, everybody's been acting like they're just like
they're the worst team in the NFL.
And they're not that bad. But I didn't think that they were good enough to beat like a really good team like the Cowboys. That was the whole thing. Like, they're good enough to beat the bad teams, but they're not good enough to beat the good teams.
Any given Sunday, homie. Like the AFC, I just think that what I learned from this week is the AFC is so freaking deep and even. Even though it's an AFC team beating an NFC team.
Well, here's the thing. When your running backs combine for nearly 200 yards, you're going to have a good game no matter what.
Yeah.
I mean, Melvin Gordon and Javonte Williams went for 191 yards. Like,
wow.
Teddy Bridgewater rushed for a touchdown.
Yeah. I mean, Teddy Bridgewater, you praised him at the beginning of the season. Like, he's not horrible. He's just not great. But I mean,
he's not going to win you any games, but he's probably not going to lose you too many.
Like, man, that's unfair, man. Like how does Ben Roethlisberger have all that protection?
Because the Bears are trash.
Like, what happened to did they have like Khalil Mack or something like that? What happened to him?
I'm not sure. He might be hurt.
Yeah, what the hell?
He might be playing and just not doing anything. But that's been the Bears all year. Khalil Mack hasn't done a whole lot this year.
Hey, man, he used to be like the most fierce defender.
Oh, Khalil Mack was in coverage. That's why.
Yeah, but he ain't doing anything. Like, what else Khalil Mack done since 2009?
That's what I'm saying. Oh, wait, no, that wasn't Khalil Mack. That was Smith. So Khalil Mack wasn't even on the field. He might be hurt.
Let me see what's up with Khalil Mack. Anyway, so yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, that Broncos and Cowboys. That I'm shocked. I'm shocked, but I don't think I was crazy to pick the Cowboys here.
I don't think nobody was.
The Broncos got it done, and they got it done handily too. They didn't leave a whole lot to chance. Like, they beat them by a decent amount. It was 30-16, I believe. So next up, we got the Atlanta Falcons and the New Orleans Saints. I can tell you already off the bat what I was thinking here in my analysis of this game. But the New Orleans Saints, I was mainly thinking that the Atlanta Falcons were going to find some way to screw it up. And you know what, Thomas? They almost did. They almost let the Saints come back and win that game. But they found a way to get down the field, and Matt Ryan let them down. They got a field goal, and that kind of sealed things at the very end. But man, the Falcons almost lost this game. Like, exactly the reason why I picked the Saints. It's not like the Falcons are not a talented football team. The problem is they just don't know how to win games. And I mean, they won this week. I don't know if they're going to do it a whole lot more, but I mean, they're 4-4 now. So I mean, they're not like this like bottom 5 team that like a lot of people I think they are. They're 4-4.
I mean, Matt Ryan's not a bad quarterback.
Matt Ryan's a great quarterback, but it's not. It's more so about the defense.
We both picked the Saints, right?
We both picked the Saints, yeah. Despite the fact that they don't have Jameis Winston.
No. Because I remember believing Taysom Hill.
Well, that was your first problem.
Why is my problem? I believe in Taysom Hill. It's not that I don't believe in Taysom Hill. It's more that I believe in Sean Payton.
Because Taysom Hill's a tight end.
Yeah, and Lamar Jackson's a running back. And look, man, anybody can be anything in NFL.
Well, yeah, but Lamar Jackson actually is good at throwing the ball though. Like Taysom Hill's not.
I mean, he was quarterback of BYU.
That doesn't mean anything.
That's Brandon Young University.
Randall Cobb was the quarterback of Kentucky. That doesn't make him a great NFL quarterback.
I mean, I'm just saying, man. Like
Brigham Young isn't exactly a college football powerhouse.
I mean, he only had 33 yards. Wait, who was he even the starting quarterback for the Saints?
I'm not sure. I know Trevor Siemian played most of that game. I don't know if Taysom Hill was the initial starter and then they just switched to Trevor Siemian, but probably not because Taysom Hill completed both of his passes. But Trevor Siemian actually had a pretty decent day. He didn't make any major mistakes. It was just like Matt Ryan shredded that Saints defense.
I was the same thing replay at bat.
The Saints aren't bad, but the Falcons in particular are not bad.
Yeah, shout out to the Falcons. I deserve that one. Congrats.
All right, so next looks like we got the New York Giants taking down the Las Vegas Raiders. I got a question for you, Thomas, and I picked this game because the Raiders are obviously a more talented football team than the New York Giants. But what do you think, Thomas? Is the number of distractions popping up in Las Vegas just becoming a little overwhelming? Is that what's going on? Because they overcame John Gruden, but then they had this Henry Ruggs thing, and like losing Henry Ruggs isn't like losing John Gruden, because John Gruden isn't actually going out there and contributing. Henry Ruggs was their leading receiver. And so they don't have him, and they got this massive distraction. And, and on top of that, now they got to deal with Damon Arnett being off the team. Who knows what's going to happen going forward? I don't know who they play next week, but the week after that they play the Bengals. So I'm starting to wonder if maybe if this is like a prime opportunity for the Bengals to go take on a team that's reeling.
See, well, there's a couple of things that's going on here. First of all, and I kind of alluded to this when I was making my prediction. I was like, I wouldn't be surprised if the Giants win this game. I remember saying, I'm pretty sure I said something of that nature. I'm going with the Raiders. I'm going with the Raiders because and but the thing is about the Raiders though was the death of what happened with Henry Ruggs compared to what happened. You talk about all the other distractions, but the Henry Ruggs thing, I think that one's like the straw to break the camel back type thing, because that's, man, cause like I said last week about the Odell Beckham thing, that's the third biggest story. The Browns had the third worst controversy in NFL last week. They're the third worst. They're so lucky that they're not Aaron Rodgers, where your quarterback, your MVP caliber quarterback, is lying about getting a vaccination. They don't have that problem. And they don't have a problem with the Raiders, where, like you said, Henry Ruggs' life could be potentially over after this. This is not a small thing. This isn't like Gruden, where he said something stupid and he's gonna apologize in 20 years. In 10 years, people will probably laugh about it and just forget about it. Let's be real. But this thing where Henry Ruggs, though, this man was going 156 miles on a highway and he killed somebody on accident. This is that's real life, man. All of your opinions about everything goes out the window, because that's some stuff. That is some stuff.
Yeah, you want to hear about some stuff real quick? I don't mean to cut you off here, but Minka Fitzpatrick just laid an absolute terrible helmet-to-helmet hit on Justin Fields just now.
Yeah.
And maybe Justin Fields kind of lowered his helmet a little bit, but I'm just gonna say, if you're gonna call who was it, Mike Hilton?
Non-call.
If you're gonna call Mike Hilton for that play. How is Minka Fitzpatrick not being called for this? I'll tell you why. Because the fucking Steelers, and the fucking Steelers get away with whatever they want to, because in the 70s they had this play hard defense, and everybody's just like, well, they gotta play football, gotta play hard. And it's like, okay, that's great, but the rules aren't that way anymore. But the Steelers still get away with whatever they want to get away with, because they're the NFL's media darling, and you got all these Steelers fans around the country who, and I hate to admit it, but the Steelers are probably the real America's team, because the Steelers fans are all over the country, and the NFL doesn't want to piss off America's team because they're soft-ass crying little bitches. God, that just pisses me off so much when the Steelers get away with shit like that. Nobody fucking talks about it. Nobody's going to talk about it either. I'm going to be the only one talking about it right now. Nobody's going to say a word tomorrow because it's the fucking Steelers. I tell you that right now.
I could also confirm that. By the way, to answer your question, yes.
Joke. What now?
To answer your question, is yes.
Yeah.
What next game did we get wrong?
Next game we both got wrong is the Arizona Cardinals. We thought the San Francisco 49ers were going to pull the upset, and that was, it's actually kind of impressive that they didn't, or maybe impressive that the Cardinals didn't let them do it, because Kyler Murray did not play. DeAndre Hopkins did not play.
Yeah, I'm so mad about that, man. I thought we were like smarter than the universe in that one. Like, hey, this is a smart pick. Let's go with the 49ers. Right? Because I was thinking Kyler Murray's hobbled. They just lost that game with the Packers. You know, they look beat up. They look like they're a little burned out right now. Chase Edmonds hurt now. Like, I thought it was a slam dunk pick. Man, come on.
Well, I just think, honestly, I don't think the San Francisco 49ers are a very good football team.
Yeah,
I think there's something to be said about injuries. I think Kyle Shanahan is a generally good coach, but I don't think he's such a great coach that he can overcome a lot of the talent deficiencies. He's not a good team builder. That's one thing he's definitely not.
Mm.
That was my main thought process. I thought the 49ers, I've always kind of bought into the whole Kyle Shanahan being a good coach thing, but I mean, he's a good strategist, but he's not a good team builder, and he hasn't done a good job of building that 49ers team into something that can A, withstand injuries, and B, actually have basically no holes. The 49ers have even fully healthy, the 49ers have a ton of holes. And that's the problem. The 49ers are like, maybe a Super Bowl caliber team if they're fully healthy, but even then it's a maybe. Like people act like, this is like some like juggernaut 49ers team, and it just never has been.
How long till we see Trey Lance?
Well, we've been seeing Trey Lance on and off, mostly because Jimmy Garoppolo keeps getting hurt.
Yeah, that's true. Very true.
All right, next game, we got the we both thought the Los Angeles Rams would beat the Tennessee Titans, and I'll tell you what I was thinking right here. I was thinking Derrick Henry out for the year.
I was definitely thinking. I was that. Look, shoot, me and you both. You gotta give it to the Titans. Titans is a good football team.
They are. They absolutely like. I put them. I don't want to give too many spoilers away about this because I want people to go watch my video and I want people to go read the article. But I will tell you, I'll give you a little bit of a spoiler. I put the Titans, last week I had them at number 11 in my power rankings. I dropped them down because of the whole Derrick Henry thing. And I put them up at number 2 after that game. I was just like, okay, Titans, I see you. I was wrong about Derrick Henry. You guys clearly got something figured out. So I will give you credit. You guys are a very, very good football team. And so there you go.
By the way, the Steelers kind of sucks. I just looked at that punt.
I don't know too much about the Steelers punter.
No, but watch that badass punt. That punt was horrible. You suck, punter, for the Steelers. You ain't the Scottish Hammer.
Can't have been any worse than that one punt Kevin Huber had against the Browns last
But no, I mean, like, for real,
I
agree with you. Derrick Henry didn't think they'd do well, but you gotta give it to the Titans. We'll see how long they sustain this, but I think they could sustain this for a while. They're gonna run. They got the easy division, AFC. You'll be fine.
Right. All right. So that is it for the games that we both got wrong this week. However, as you can see, it was quite a few. We both. We both had bad games, or we both had bad weeks in predictions, but mainly because there were a lot of games that we both thought were going to go one way, and they did not go one way. I think there was 3 games that I got wrong, and only 1 that you got wrong. as far as just like by ourselves. So let's talk about the one you got wrong first.
Okay.
You thought that the Minnesota Vikings were going to upset the Baltimore Ravens.
I was close, man.
I did not think that was going to happen because
I was close, man.
You were close, but that's why I thought the Ravens were going to win because they just keep winning this way.
Like, it's unfair. That game is so unfair. That game makes me like. I went back and watched that game. Like, man, maybe if I watch it, maybe I feel better. Like, no, I don't feel better, man. I just freaking hate the Ravens, man. They should not won that game. Like, how did they win that game, man? Like literally
because of Lamar Jackson.
Like the Vikings are just giving it to them. They're just giving it to them. And like it was like he does it in like a late third quarter too. And they're just like, Like, why don't you just die already? Like, go down. Like, you're playing like Grand Theft Auto and you'll beat up somebody and the villain won't go away. You're like, go down already, dude.
Right.
I'm not comparing the players to Grand Theft Auto people. I don't nobody twist my words around. But all I'm saying is like the Ravens, like the Ravens are just like you suck, punter, for the Steelers. But the Ravens is a team that just won't lose, man. No matter how hard they try, man. Like I don't know, man. Like just lose already. Like lose. I deserve to lose this game. Like lose the games I deserve to lose to. Okay. Like the Ravens don't win it right. They lose games but still find a way to win them. I don't know how they do it.
Dude, that is the fattest punter I've ever seen in my life. What the hell?
Hey man, who cares if he's fat?
You see this dude? He looks like he's like 230 pounds.
Hey man, good for him being fat, making a football team.
I mean, well, Ben Roethlisberger did it.
Oh
Randy
yeah,
Bullock did it.
The Bears are driving. The Bears are driving. Oh no.
Well, I wouldn't say driving. They made one play.
Yeah, they made one play to drive the ball down the field.
Well, yeah, but that's partially because it was a bad punt.
Anyway, my whole thing is that I just can't believe the Ravens. I'm just pissed off. I just expect that collapse to happen. So expect me to pick against the Ravens a couple times going forward.
All right, so I need to get going soon. So I'm gonna breeze through these three games that I got wrong, just because of the sake of time and everything like that. But real quick, you correctly predicted, Thomas, that the New England Patriots would take down the San Diego Chargers, the Los Angeles Chargers. Now I didn't because who?
Sam Darnold sucks.
What does that have to do with this game?
The Patriots played the Panthers, right?
No, the Chargers.
Oh, they did play the Chargers. Oh shoot, I got it. I'm way off. I'm thinking of two different games.
We both of us got the Panthers game right.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah, Sam Darnold, you suck. Oh yeah, I did get that one right. Oh yeah, I did get that one right. Oh yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Or wait. Oh no. You're right. I completely had it wrong. What it was the Los Angeles Chargers played the Eagles. I think I had this picked as my big upset of the week. I thought the Eagles were going to take them down. And I mean, if you're going to talk about the Ravens, I'll talk about the Eagles here. I was almost right. The Eagles actually had the Chargers dead to rights in this game.
Mm-hmm.
What was it? They were actually they were ahead all the way and up until like the beginning of the fourth quarter, and the Chargers ended up getting in the end zone, and then they got the 2-point conversion. They went up 24-17 at that point, and the Eagles went back, got a touchdown themselves, tied the game back up, but they just couldn't stop Justin Herbert from marching down the field and taking the entire 6 minutes left in the game off the clock. And Dustin Hopkins sank the 29-yard field goal at the very end, and I think left the Eagles with like 2 seconds. They tried to do some like weird double lateral thing, and they just ended up losing 14 yards out of it. It was kind of terrible.
Wow.
But it was kind of funny because the Eagles almost pulled that off. Maybe it didn't come as close as the Ravens and Vikings game, but I definitely, what I saw out of the Eagles is the Eagles have a lot of fight. And I saw a Chargers team that looked like it's sputtering lately, and still kind of does. And like I said, that's kind of what happened. You kind of had a classic sort of like trap game scenario, and that's kind of almost what happened there.
Hey man, Hey man, like that. They got a nice young quarterback there. They're gonna be fine in the future. They got to find the right pieces around him in Philadelphia. They'd be a good team.
Yeah. All right. So next, you got the Miami Dolphins and Houston Texans. You picked the Texans. I picked the Dolphins. No, other way around. Sorry. You picked the Dolphins. Yeah, Dolphins won. So you picked the Dolphins. I picked the Texans. And it's just because honestly, I just picked that because I'm so low on the Miami Dolphins at this point.
No, dude, I'm gonna agree. I could pick
I
either
don't
one of
know
those
if I'm
teams.
going to pick them in a single game the rest of the year because they're just so bad. They're so dysfunctional because I think Brian Flores has just completely ruined that team. I mean, he had a good idea, and then he just the execution was just terrible. He completely ruined Tua Tagovailoa as a quarterback.
Yep,
And
sure did.
well, okay, I don't want to say he ruined Tua, but I think he ruined Tua in Miami. I think if Tua's gonna like have a good career, he needs to leave Miami.
Yeah, he ruined Tua. And I watched Tua go beat Lamar Jackson on Thursday Night Football.
Mm-hmm.
Now I ain't gonna say it's gonna happen.
You know these two teams, Thomas, combined for 9 total turnovers.
Wow.
Like, I mean, you want to talk about a game that looked as bad as the matchup was, and that was this game. This game was legitimately as bad as you thought it was going to be. They had 9 times they turned the damn ball over. It was terrible.
Yeah,
I think the Texans actually one of the ones who turned it over more, and they ended up winning anyway. Or I'm sorry, the Dolphins. The Dolphins turned it over more, and they ended up winning. That just goes to show you how bad the Texans are, to be real.
I mean, David Mills. Davis Mills. He can't be that horrible, can he be?
Well, I mean, he's definitely not good enough to make up for how bad the Texans are.
Hey.
All right, and Thomas, the final game that we have to talk about, and then I have to get going. And luckily I get to make this brief because it's the Bengals Browns game. As I think everybody expected, you picked the Browns to win, and I picked the Bengals to win. And man, I talked all that trash heading into the game, and that's not what happened. The Bengals just completely let me down. Now, I will give full credit in the world. The Cleveland Browns played a good game, but the Cincinnati Bengals just looked like it was 2019 again. That's how badly they played. Like they had no synchronicity. Nobody. Joe Burrow was the only one who really looked like he knew what he was doing all day. Nobody else had it. Joe Mixon had a decent game, but other than that, everybody on the defense had a terrible game. Logan Wilson, our supposed star linebacker, who's apparently taken this big step up this year, been playing terrible the last 2 weeks. He had like a 29.6 grade per PFF, and that is a big reason why we lost this game. Is because just nobody did their job except for Joe Burrow did his job, but even then he still threw that pick 6 at the beginning of the game. Awful.
That's great. That's great. That's a great way to close out the show. By the way, it was Jacoby Brissett versus Tyrod Taylor in the game with the Houston versus Dolphins, and I think that's just horrible. That's the quarterback matchup. Let the young guys play.
Yeah.
That's bad job on them.
Well,
that should have been.
Right.
It should have been Tua Tagovailoa versus David Mills. That should have been a matchup.
I want is Tua hurt?
I don't know, probably.
Now, I'm confused about Davis Mills. I didn't hear anything.
He might be hurt. He might be hurt too.
Fractured finger. So Tua Tagovailoa has a fractured finger, and Davis Mills. So not only was it a terrible matchup between terrible teams, but you didn't even have the starting quarterback. You had the backup quarterbacks of these terrible teams playing.
Yeah, we come and watch these. We come and watch these young quarterbacks.
Okay, so Tyrod Taylor's the starter in Houston. That's what the issue
I know.
is.
That's what I'm saying.
I thought Davis Mills was the starter.
No, he wasn't. It's just that Tyrod Taylor became a starter because of the fact that the. By the way, I just got news that Odell Beckham was officially waived. Anyway,
but he wasn't already.
Yeah, it happened like 2 hours ago. But yeah, he's officially.
Why did it take that long?
Because it's going to happen on Monday. There's paperwork, all that stuff they go through it.
I guess. All right. Well, anyway, like I said, I got to run. But that's it for the predictions episode, guys. I had a bad week. Thomas didn't have a great week. We both picked the
Not a great week.
Steelers, so I mean the records are going to change, but the record margin's not going to change. So I'm ahead by about 10 games on the year for Thomas. So got a lot of catching up to do. You can still do it though. I mean, like you said, there's like what 9 weeks left. 10 weeks left.
9 weeks. Yeah, two
9 weeks.
2 games a week, man. Two games a week. That's all I gotta do.
All right. All right. Well, anyway, we'll catch y'all on Thursday for the live stream. Don't forget to check out the podcast. Don't forget to check out my Bengals content on Welcome to the Jungle with Kyle Phelps, or just my YouTube channel is called Kyle Phelps. ATBnetwork.com. Check Thomas out at T_star94 on Twitter and Instagram, and the Thomas J Network on TikTok and YouTube.
Yeah.
Also, I'm at Kyle Phelps 92 on Twitter. I don't know if I mentioned that or not. But yeah, anyway, that's all we got for this week, guys. So I'll leave y'all with a Who Day.
And go Browns. If you're from the future and the Bears come back, I love you.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.